Here are some of my exam tips. You really should know the pros and cons of each on-prem to AWS connection mode. And you need to know the functionality of the different VPC components, like a customer gateway, a virtual private gateway, and where they go and how they fit together. You should know that Direct Connect is not inherently redundant, but you should also know how to architect a network that is redundant. For instance, you can use VPN or a secondary Direct Connect. Now, multicast and broadcast aren't supported in VPCs, and you know the reason why now, because they're a layer 2 item. Now, I will say that some AWS engineers have come up with a proof of concept that allows multicast on layer 3, thus enabling VPCs to kind of support multicast, but it's not supported, and for the purposes of exam, just know that multicast and broadcast aren't supported. You should know what's meant by stateless and stateful and connectionless and connection-based in terms of IP protocols. You should know what ephemeral ports are and why they might be needed in a NACL or an SG. For routing, you should understand BGP and how to use weighting to shift network traffic around, and know how routes in a routing table are prioritized, and it's the most specific is first. And what other routing protocols does AWS support? None. Only BGP. Your only other choice there is static routes. For VPC peering, just know that your CEDAR ranges cannot overlap. And after the VPC owner accepts the peering request, routes must be added to the respective route tables. Now, transitive peering is not supported, but mesh and hub and spoke architectures are with the proper NACLs and routes. But a transit VPC is supported. Now, for internet gateways, you should know the difference between a NAT instance and a NAT gateway. Know that an internet gateway is horizontally scaled and it's redundant and there's no bandwidth constraints. Now, NATs do have bandwidth constraints, but VPCs can have multiple NATs across AZs and subnets for scale, so long as routes are properly defined. And you only use an egress-only gateway for IPv6. For Route 53, you're going to have to understand the different types of routing policies and the use cases. You should know the weighted routing formula. And remember that Route 53 is a global service. For CloudFront, you should understand what must happen to set up a custom domain within CloudFront, and understand what SNI enables and what it does, and the necessary alternative. For Elastic Load Balancer, you should know the 3 different types of load balancers and at which OSI layer they work. Understand which major features each deliver by way of protocol, SNI, sticky sessions, and know what sticky sessions are and when they come into play. Remember to read through the white papers that I've linked in this lesson. If you're watching on a browser, they're going to be over here, and if you're watching on a mobile device, they're going to be down here when you put the device in portrait mode.